Let's talk about DJ Vlad.
Yeah.
He said he got a trusted source who has revealed to him the real reason behind the Royce the 5'9" Yelawolf beef. So, according to Vlad, this trusted source says Royce the 5'9" sent one of his artists, a young artist, black, out to work with Yelawolf, you know what I mean, to do some music with him. And so he went basically to Yelawolf's territory, and while he was there working with Yelawolf, he noticed that Yelawolf's DJ, another white guy, started using the N-word a lot, and not just with the A sound, with the ER sound. Yeah. And so supposedly this dude, this rapper, approaches Yelawolf and pulls him to the side like, yo, you know, your man is really out of pocket. You know, he's using the N-word. And I don't like that. And so Yelawolf basically tells this kid, tough titty.
Nah, man, you gotta take that. You gotta take that.
So, now we don't know if this is 100% truth, but Vlad said that this is a trusted source. So, you know, it's a good possibility. So basically, I guess the dude came back and told Royce what happened, and, you know, that's why Royce said, you know, I'm not going to put you on blast, but your punk ass know what this is about. You know what I mean? So I guess he didn't want to just put him on blast as a complete racist, but he was just like, you know what it's about. You know what I mean? So
yeah, he trying to spare him a little bit,
right?
Because
now
I'm pretty positive,
yeah,
that he could end his career,
right? Now another thing I found out, Yelawolf is no longer on Shady Records. I didn't know that, but because at first when the Royce thing came out, I was like, ain't y'all on the same label or something? But I found out Yelawolf is actually not on Shady Records anymore. He's doing his own thing somewhere else. But I guess, I don't know if I'm guessing him and Em are still cool. But we shall see. I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard that, you know, through other, you know, forms of media that they wasn't so cool.
Yeah, it might not be, man. I mean, Yelawolf, he seems like one of those artists that don't really want to take advice and want to do what he want to do. You know, I can kind of get that from his personality. But he can rap, though. I'll give him that.
Yeah, but that's one thing about, you know, that's one thing Lord Jamar was saying on the whole thing. Like, it's like, you know, you're going to hate art. You're going to hate the people that create the art form, but you're going to love the art form.
Right.
You can't really do that.
Yeah.
Like, how can you be like, you know what I'm saying? How can you come up here, love the art form, but hate the people in it?
Right.
Call them all types of names and all that stuff. You know? And what trips me out was, you know, a couple years back, Vlad asked Yelawolf a question about, you know, there was this new group of rap, like I think they were like female rappers. I don't forgot who they are.
Okay.
But they were saying the N-word in their rhymes.
Oh, word?
And Yelawolf was like, nah, that's not cool. I was raised up in the South. You know, we don't do stuff like that. That's what he said.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's what he said on Vlad.
Now these females, were they white or black or what?
Yeah, they're white.
Yeah,
they're white.
Yeah,
they're white females.
Yeah.
And you know, you gotta give it to Jamar, man, because Jamar kind of called that early. Like, yeah, he don't, you know, he one of them.
Yeah,
you know,
because he promotes the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
So Jamar was talking about that, and so that makes sense, man. I don't know, but it's kind of weird, man. I really want to hear what Yelawolf got to say. Like, is he planning on doing something? Because, I mean, supposedly, remember he did his little response on social media, but then deleted the post. So it's like, are you going to say anything else? You know, what's the deal? You know, people want to know. So I'm excited to hear what he got to say because, I mean, if it turns into a battle, you know, that would be interesting. But if it really is a racial thing, you know, Yelawolf might want to watch his back because, yeah, you don't want that.
No.
So, Pastor Troy.
Oh, yeah.
He been called out recently for some homophobic comments. So, he said him and his son was going to a restaurant to eat and saw a couple of gay dudes sitting there eating some mozzarella cheese sticks and said when they walked in, his son peeped it and was like, oh, hell nah, you know, like, we ain't doing this. And he said it made him feel good because he said his son recognized, we don't do that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, my thing is, you can't really hate on somebody just for being gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let that shit be. If you don't agree with it, that's fine, but keep that shit to yourself. You don't want your son to be raised up just, being loud and boisterous about something like that. Just call him, you know what I mean? Just because you walk in a restaurant and see two people who are, obviously gay, that makes you gotta say something. I mean, my thing is just leave them be. They ain't doing nothing to you. I can see if they looked at you and tried to holler at you or something.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Most gay people, they know who to mess with and who not to mess with.
Yeah.
So I mean, they gonna know. It's just like in anything. Video gamers gonna be with other video gamers.
Right.
Smokers gonna be with smokers. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you try to alienate somebody from that environment, if you find they get that aura, that stench or whatnot,
right,
they gonna find out like who is and who not.
Yeah, so I mean, he basically, I think Pastor Troy had went on his social media and made a post about the experience, saying, he didn't care for the whole issue, you know what I mean, and that, he kind of just in some roundabout way said he didn't really care for the whole gay experience.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? You don't have to agree with it, but my thing is, I don't have to agree with what you do, you know what I mean? But I don't have to be bothered by it either, because if I'm that bothered by it, you're living in my head rent free just because of who you choose to be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna walk in the room and get all tensed up and mad.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's a waste of time. You know what I mean? You don't have to agree, but you do need to just respect it and leave them alone, man. You know what I mean? It's just unnecessary. So, we got to get past that mentality. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But, all right. So, let's talk about our last topic for the day. We want to talk a little bit about my man, the actor, Joaquin Phoenix.
Wait a minute. We forgot one thing.
My bad.
No, it's not your fault. Let's talk about this Mase versus Diddy thing.
Oh, yeah. So, tell me what you were telling me, because, and then I'll tell the part that I heard about.
Okay, so basically, I think this was towards the Grammys or whatnot. P. Diddy comes up, tells, like, hey, time's up. We're going to take this back. We're taking our art form back. You got 365 days, blah, 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 blah. Mase comes and responds with a letter, or was it, I guess, a letter or a tweet.
Yeah.
We're going to we'll probably say a letter. It might have been a tweet, but basically saying that, hey, I see what you're doing, but, you're kind of part of the problem. You kind of, taking from artists and stuff like that. There's been, again, another media outlet that I listened to, they were saying that basically Mase, was trying to buy back his masters from Diddy or whatnot, and, for $2 million. And P. Diddy was like, oh, you got to come in with more money than that, because this white man right here really trying to buy this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that type of thing. So, yeah, it's just like, you're kind of part of the problem. You're talking about doing right, but, it's just like, nah, you kind of walking, you're being a hypocrite.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I get it, man. I mean, and my thing is, when it comes to somebody like Diddy, I mean, $2 million, that's not a bad offer, man. I mean, come on. Just let that man have his master. You know what I mean? So you should have just let that go. I mean, but a lot of people are really in it for the money. So I'm sure Diddy want to make more money as much as he can. But I'm like, you've made a killing in the industry. So in a situation like that, this is somebody you were supposedly friends with.
He made a killing off other people. He ain't really had anyone successful too much since after Biggie.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah.
I mean, you got French Montana now, but I mean that was like a long.
Yeah.
I mean, he had little hits and miss. Black Rod, G-Dep, but it wasn't no legacy lasting people that you had. Mase
was probably the biggest one after Biggie.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, he also got MGK. I don't know if he's making no money off MGK though, but
I thought was it UGK?
MGK, the one that battled Eminem.
Oh yeah.
The white dude. He's supposedly under Diddy. But I don't. I mean,
it was. You know what I was thinking? It's 8Ball and MJG.
Yeah.
They was bad. You know, in Bad Boy South.
Yeah.
You know, for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Machine Gun Kelly supposedly under Diddy though, but you know, he ain't making no money off that dude. But yeah, I mean, but I would have sold him his masters back. You know what I mean? Come on, man. I mean, $2 million, that's fair.
Especially, you know, from a guy that's, you know, really been iconic. You know what I'm saying? And these mother, I'll get your money later. Ain't got it now. We're doing things, man. Trying to do things to get it.
Right.
Just hold on. Dang. But anyway, going back to what I was saying.
Right,
sorry about that. But what I was saying is that basically, you know, this is the guy that outside of Biggie, he was kind of, you know, dancing with you, doing all that other stuff.
Right.
And basically, you know, build your brand. You know, y'all are the one that created the shiny suit syndrome.
Yeah.
The flashing and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, to get that, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, and, you know, I don't know how good standing they are in with each other, but I mean, like, dude, that's your dude.
Right.
And he offer you that, I've been like, okay, you know, I can do that.
Exactly.
Just to know, let you have it in your hands. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, and I mean, also, you know, speaking of Mase, you know, I don't know if any of y'all caught it, but there's a video where he calls the dude that used to be the bodyguard for Biggie and them back when Biggie got killed. He was right there in the thick of the whole action. His name is Gene something. I apologize, I don't remember the whole name, but he does his own podcast and stuff like that. And Mase called him on his personal phone while he was in the middle of a podcast.
Dang.
So he decided to kind of just put it on loudspeaker, you know. And they go back and forth for a while, but Mase is basically trying to accuse him of lying about circumstances surrounding Biggie's death, you know what I mean? And saying that supposedly this guy took a picture with the guy who killed Biggie. Supposedly they figured it out later on. Okay, we know this is the person who shot him, and here we see a picture with this dude, Gene, Puffy, and the guy who killed Biggie. So the dude, Mase was like, why would you take a picture with him? And his argument was, I never took a picture with the dude. He said what happened was somebody took the picture while we were just standing around.
Yeah.
And he said, I didn't even know the dude. We just, you know, just happened to be standing there talking to him.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he had a valid argument, but eventually Mase gets mad and hangs up. So they didn't really get to hash it out too good, but, you know, it was just a bunch of raising of the voices. And
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can kind of see both sides. Not really, you know, because, I mean, you know, I can see the bodyguard, you know, side, because in his eyes, it's like, look, we were just hanging out, and not like they. And if we get to look at the picture, it ain't like they were like posing.
Right.
Like it'd be one thing if they were posing, but you know, but I can understand Mase's standpoint. You know, looking like it looked like, hey, I was together.
Yeah,
y'all were together, and you know, you should have. You know what I'm saying? What you know, you probably caused that to be sloppy. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
So, you know, it's one of them things, you know, I don't think we're ever going to get pure satisfaction out of that situation because it's too many unanswered questions. I mean, they're probably right about the person who did do the shooting, but I don't think he ever got arrested or anything. I don't think it was ever enough evidence to really do it, because I remember in the documentaries, they talked about a guy who was kind of in a suit like he was Nation of Islam or something, had like a bow tie and a suit on.
Uh-oh.
And supposedly he did approach them And, you know, then he kind of went away. And so they're thinking that he had something to do with it because it was suspicious the way he just kind of came up and started, hollering at them and talking to them and was just being real weird or something. So,
bean pie, my brother.
Take the pie or I'll kill you.
Take the pie, you die, my brother. What? I'll be right back.
Right, I'll be right back. Want to eat my pie. But yeah, I mean, not to joke about it, but we're just being funny. But still, it's a serious situation, and I mean, I don't think we're ever going to get all the answers. But it's really sad. But I don't think they need to be beefing about the situation anyway. You know what I mean? Just let it go. None of us have the answers, and none of us can give the answers. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So
man, I really want a bean pie right now, bro.
Hey, they good, man.
Yes, they are. They ain't had one in a while, dude.
I had a recipe for one, and I lost it from my old relationship. When we broke up, I left a lot of stuff in the house.
Damn.
And wound up getting tossed and stuff.
You need to fight your way back and get them recipes, man.
Man. But it is what it is. That's what was in the cards, and if I went back, it would have turned into something else, and I would have been in jail by now. So trust me. But yeah. So tell us what y'all think about the Mase Diddy situation. How you feel about the whole Masters, and should he have sold it back to him? You know what I mean, or should he have raised the stakes and say, yeah, I can get more money from this guy over here? You know what I mean? Should he just be a businessman and try to make as much money as possible? I think he should have sold it back to him. I mean,
yeah, man.
It ain't like Mase getting a ton of radio play right now.
And it ain't like you can't do without the. Dang, that $2 million extra in your pocket. Yeah,
the man willing to buy his own masters from you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Damn, Puffy.
I mean, I got respect for Puff.
Damn, Diddy.
But you can tell that when it comes to them contracts, he trying to make his money.
Yeah.
Because, that's why the Locks got into it with him. Remember, they were talking about throwing the refrigerator out the window at him on the radio that time. That was funny back in the early 2000s. But,
yeah, and really, honestly, I think the Locks, honestly, not to, the sidetrack, that was the best move for them. I always looked at the Locks, man, like when, the whole East Coast, West Coast thing was going on. And, pretty much after Big and Pop died, I looked at them, man. I was like, you know what? I said, they might be on Bad Boy and stuff, but there was always something about them that I liked. Yeah. And I was like, man, they would really be cool if they would get off of Bad Boy.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, they go to Rough Riders, and that was like the best move for their career, man.
It was, man. I have to admit, that was the best move for them because they could really do music the way they wanted to do it.
Oh, yeah, man.
So,
they were really, to me, like, Diddy was still trying to do the shine stuff. Yeah. And those guys obviously wasn't about that shit. They like ashy knuckles.
Right.
We might floss a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? We got that knife work. Right. I'm trying to do a horrible Jadakiss. Horrible Jadakiss.
You know what I mean? When the hawk is out, they go quick.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We go out shopping, we ain't going to the mall, son. You know what I'm saying? We going to the range, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get bite. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yo, I don't want it with Kiss, man.
Oh, man.
That's my dude right there. So, yeah, man. I mean, so, I think you're right. That was the best move for them. And, I really wish Rough Riders would have still done more, for a longer period of time. But the time that they were together, it was like, man, that was it right there. So sometimes you got to do that, you know what I mean? And they took a gamble on themselves because I think Diddy, I don't think I think he just wanted to be able to show off and just say, see, we're making a lot of money. You can tell because we're wearing these fancy suits and we're wearing this stuff that you can't, it's all blinged out and blah, blah, blah. And that's cool. But I think they were just like, we don't want to just do that forever. You know what I mean? It is what it is, but we got to move on because that's not where our mind is at. So I got to give him respect for that. Because Diddy would have, but I mean, he probably would have just kept feeding them more dirty contracts that wouldn't have benefited them. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, yo, Style, get that refrigerator ready, son. You know what I mean?
You know? You know what I mean? Kiss of death. That's my dude right there.
Oh, man.
But, yeah. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But I guess we need to talk about Joaquin Phoenix real quick.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you good. I just forgot about the Mase and Diddy thing. Mm-hmm. But, so Joaquin Phoenix did a speech recently. Was this at the Oscars?
I think it was the British. I want to say it was the British Academy Awards.
Okay.
I think this happened
because the Oscars here are about to air on Sunday, and I can't remember. Are they pre-taped or are they live? I think they might be live.
Oh, we mean live.
Yeah, I know some awards are pre-taped and some are live, but I want to say those might be live. I'm not sure. But either way, he in his speech, you know, he talked about people of color and how, you know, we're not represented properly in Hollywood and in America and in general. And
I feel very honored and privileged to be here tonight. BAFTAs have always been very supportive of my career, and I'm deeply appreciative. But I have to say that I also feel conflicted because so many of my fellow actors that are deserving don't have that same privilege. I think that we send a very clear message to people of color that you're not welcome here. I think that's the message that we're sending to people that have contributed so much to our medium and our industry and in ways that we benefit from. I don't think anybody wants a handout or preferential treatment, although that's what we give ourselves every year. I think that people just want to be acknowledged and appreciated and respected for their work. This is not a self-righteous condemnation because I'm ashamed to say that I'm part of the problem. I have not done everything in my power to ensure that the sets I work on are inclusive, but I think that it's more than just having sets that are multicultural. I think that we have to really do the hard work to truly understand systemic racism. I think that it is the obligation of the people that have created and perpetuate and benefit from a system of oppression to be the ones that dismantle it. So that's on us. Thank you.
I have to give him much respect for that because he was basically saying people like himself are part of the problem. Because he said for the longest time, I didn't really make sure that there was any diversity in my movies and stuff like that. And he said, I don't do that anymore. You know, he just did a good job on that Joker movie too, man. Did you see that?
I need to see that, man.
Yeah, he did a really good job on that. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited to see if they can do something else with that. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, what did you think about the whole speech?
Yeah, my thing on it is like it was all well and good. I do feel like he might have been, you know, going off a trend of like what happened with the last guy on the Oscars.
Yeah.
You know, so even though he was saying stuff trolling, there was still a lot of stuff that, you know, he was saying that was true.
Right.
So I'm feeling that he might have been piggyback, or he might actually honestly had, you know, some conviction. And, you know, that's something that he wanted to get off his chest. Yeah. But, I mean, either way, I mean, I would say it's a good look for him, definitely. You know, because, I mean, I think it really need to be noted that, hey, one, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really can't, Hollywood, you can't, there's so many stories. There's only so many stories you're going to be able to tell about, like, white men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, same thing with black people. You know, you can't tell too many stories, you know, all the stories about black people, even though we've been here longer. And, that, you know, we got probably stories for millions and millions of years.
Exactly.
But at the same time, same thing. But anyway. What I'm saying is this, it's like you can only do so much with one demographic, you know what I'm saying, and one, you know what I'm saying, so, and the world is diverse, and so, you know, the help with the internet and all this other stuff, and then you got other studios opening up. Now you got Netflix. We got Tyler Perry doing this thing. You got Netflix.
Right.
A lot of movies going straight to Netflix and they doing numbers.
Yeah.
You got a lot of exclusives. So really, people got options now. So really, you kind of need to have your set diverse. You need to have it diverse so you can tell a story, a good story, and paint. Have these people represent certain characters to paint that paintbrush. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
but yeah, man. Shout out to Joaquin Phoenix, man, because we need more people like that. You gotta speak up on this stuff, man, because it's one of those, there shouldn't be any gray areas. It's either you're gonna include people or you're not going to include them. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of times we don't get included. Females don't get included.
Yep.
People of color don't get included.
Latinos. Actually, it's funny, man, because I did a paper on this when in college for my speech class when I first went back. And, it was, it's just crazy about some of the stuff that, even we as black people don't think about.
Right.
We don't even think about, people from, South Asia, like the Indian, and, the whole racism, brown voice, oh, you're Indian? Oh, you have to do a brown voice, right, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's come on, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And they couldn't have, 2 Indians, you know what I'm saying, in the show, just like they can't have 2 black people on the show. No, we can't have 2 y'all in the show.
Right.
You gotta make sure, can't have 1 black man. We can have all these white characters, but it's 1 black man each. You can't have 2 of them at the same time.
Right.
One got to sub in, one got to sub out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can't have that.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
It's a lot of things to consider. Just even with handicap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I believe someone was talking about, I forgot what it was about, but, basically the upside of life. And, they were basically talking about, Bryan Cranston's good and all, but y'all couldn't even find a paraplegic actor?
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's true.
So
he does do a good job, but I'm sure there's other people who could have done just as good. So, all right, looks like we're done on Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram's you're done. You're done.
Yeah, I need
you're done.
Get out of here.
So, we'll wrap it up for YouTube and Facebook real quick. But I'll post a clip of the speech if I can. Y'all go check that out. And, don't forget, check out all our past episodes. On last week's episode, I did put a little clip in front of the episode, a little tribute to Kobe Bryant, with Boyz II Men playing in the background. So I thought it was kind of nice. Y'all might want to check that out. And, we just try to represent for the culture as much as we can. So again, shout out to Joaquin Phoenix, and shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who supports us. Whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, or Twitter. We appreciate all of y'all. Don't forget, share, subscribe.
Brothers and sisters.
Share, subscribe.
Brothers and sisters.
Share, subscribe.
Brothers and sisters.
So we appreciate y'all for episode 109. I guess this is a wrap. Did you have anything else you want to add?
Well, I just want to say this, man. Since we were talking about Kobe Bryant and his death.
Yeah.
There been some nasty things going on, but one thing I can say about this death, honestly, and especially coming from somebody that wasn't much of a fan of him when he was here.
Yeah.
It is really good to see humanity coming back. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all on this blue ball, man.
Oh, real quick before we sign off, that reminds me, I didn't know this, but we talked about this last week. The white guy who was talking about Kobe Bryant being happy that he was dead, he ended up being a comedian. because a lot of people have been calling him out, and I didn't know it.
Yeah, that's a fear.
Ari Fisher.
Yeah.
Something like that, but I didn't know he was a comedian at first.
Yeah,
when I saw the video. They just made it seem like it was just some random white guy just happy that Kobe was dead. Now he said, supposedly he said that he jokes about everybody dying. You know, that's just a normal routine for him. But I have to admit, I didn't get that. I didn't get that vibe at all, man. I really got that. I really hate this bastard, and I'm glad he's dead.
Well, dang on what my man Godfrey texting.
Yeah,
you know, he kind of keeps in with the comedians. Like, hey man, it's like, what are you doing? So, man, I do this to everybody. He's like, dude, you got the wrong one. Right. And he was like, look, man, these motherfuckers gonna pull up you in LA, and like, they ain't gonna be no question asked.
Gary Owens said he hollered at him too.
Yeah, this ain't no like typing on the keyboard. Like, yo, niggas gonna fuck your shit up.
Yeah,
like they gonna be like, hold on.
Bricks through your window.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Damn. I mean, my thing is, even if that's your normal thing, why would that be your normal routine to joke about people dying? I don't get that. I mean, that's one thing I just don't think you should make light of, no matter who it is. I don't know. I mean,
I think maybe later, or you know, when things are kind of cool down, you can kind of make it to. I mean, I can understand like make it to. You know what I'm saying, to like tensions and stuff, but yeah, like not like the day of, and the family's still grieving, and like damn, So yeah, that was just crazy, man.
Yeah, but I didn't get that feeling, you know what I mean? Because normally you can tell when it's a comedian joking about somebody, you know what I mean? When they just joking to be joking, but that to me, I never got that feeling that this is somebody's attempt at a joke. To me, he genuinely was happy that Kobe was gone.
Yeah.
So, Ari Fisher, you fucked up, son.
Bust your shit.
You know you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up, right? But yeah, so all right, man. We ain't gonna hold y'all. we playing around, but for episode 109, this your boy Kurt, and this is
Howie.
And for Trying Hip Hop Podcast, we'll see y'all in the next video.
Hey.